Merry Christmas, gather round the table. War games on the way, come join if you're able. Roll the dice, let the battle commence. Salute to friendship, it's time to make sense. Counters and menus spread across the floor. Strategy in motion, who could ask for more? Santa's got the loot, more games in the sack. Happy New Year, there's no looking back. Wargaming fun, it's never the same. Killing your buddies, oh what a game. Covering fire, let the dice fly high. Oh no, I just got my butt blown away. Oh my, joy in the rolls, it's the thrill of the play. As I rule the day, I command this ballet. Strategies unfolding, tactics they ignite. Laughs and shouts echo through the night. We're storming the base, bringing the fight, all for the glory of this festive night. Cards on the table, our fates intertwined. Daring and bold, oh we'll never be blind. With God's blessing to all, let the games begin. In this world of wargaming, everyone can win. Wargaming fun, it's never the same. Killing your buddies, oh what a game. Covering fire, let the dice fly high. Oh no, I just got my butt blown away. Oh my, joy in the rolls, it's the thrill of the play. As I rule the day, I command this ballet. So raise a toast to battles won, to good friends and laughter, it's just begun. With Santa bringing joy, our spirits soar. In this wargaming world, we always want more. Wargaming fun, it's never the same. Killing your buddies, oh what a game. Covering fire, let the dice fly high. Oh no, I just got my butt blown away. Oh my, joy in the rolls, it's the thrill of the play. As I rule the day, I command this ballet. So here's to the battles and friends standing tall. Wargaming Christmas, let's have a ball. More wargaming in 2025. Let's shout, edging out the competition, that's what it's about.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Okay, I gotta admit, that one's pretty good. We need to have the Charlies have a new topic: war game music.
There you go. There you go. Hello, everybody. Viper Dave, Tom's here, Charles, Johnny, Kilroy, Richard, Rook, and Nodak. I think that's right. Kilroy. Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope you like the musical tune. Devin's guitar solo is excellent.
I keep telling you, that's not me.
It is. It's a virtual you. So much better.
Okay, a virtual me.
Category. How you doing, buddy? And we got Jeff, ho ho ho, from Hex to Hex, and we're going to discuss some things I didn't want to discuss, but since other people of my team put certain things on other places, which we'll discuss later.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know. It wasn't you, actually. So I can't.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine then.
Yeah.
As long as I don't get blamed for it.
Oh, you get blamed.
Jeff's new. We'll blame him.
All right. So give everyone a little bit of time to catch in. Deb, you do your swipe and make sure that nothing's blowing up.
Yep. It's all looking 5 by 5.
Okay. All right.
Not
So
really.
we're gonna go rattle off some stuff to you, just because we always tell that for those who don't want to hang out the show or listen. I just want to let you guys know, Jeff and Devin wanted to make this the longest Lock and Load Publishing broadcast of the year. Jeff and I basically said no. We got him to cut it down. So
Yeah, they talked me off the edge, so you can thank them for this.
All right. So the first thing we want to do is, in a way, before we do anything else, we want to take a second to, we know we've lost quite a few of our wargame guys this year. We're not trying to say one is more important than the other, but we just wanted to have you guys remember Mark. And he really, I met him quite a few times at Board Game Geek and just enjoyed getting my butt kicked for the little bit of time that we played. What is it? It wasn't World at War. Is that what the game's called?
Something like that.
Yeah, it's basically Third Reich on steroids with the Pacific and everything else added into it. But I'm throwing up his GoFundMe page. He did pass, I guess, a month or two ago, right before Thanksgiving. I know his wife is actually sick as well. And we just wanted to send our condolences to his family as the year goes out. That's one. And then, unfortunately, there's always something. For those of you who read War Diary magazine, in my opinion, it's the only magazine that's not owned by a game publisher. It's Roy Matheson, his daughter, he found out at Christmas, I believe, or at least during the Christmas break, his daughter has breast cancer, but they did catch it early. And I got his permission to also put up his GoFundMe for his family, a family friend's running it. But we wish his daughter and the kids and husband and family a speedy recovery. And if you haven't had a chance, go on Facebook and check out War Diary. Like I said, I personally think it's one of the best magazines out there. And if you disagree, well, you're wrong. Okay. That's pretty much it for that. We do have some people we want to just recognize. I don't know if you guys recognize this guy. Okay.
No.
Okay. So Bill Monet and his buddy, is it Gruber or Gober? Gruber. Okay. This bear has gotten around. Okay. Now, what we want to recognize here is he's just done a wonderful thing. He picks up donations. He does photo shoots, but he takes the money and he donates it to museums and different war game or historical societies. The other day he got, I don't know, some people, you can't say. Okay. All right. So I muted that out, but so you guys got nothing good to say, just shut up. But they really just wrote a really nasty letter to the guy. We just want to say, hey, we support Bill and Goober and the money he raises for the historical sites. And we just want to put that out there. This is a test to see how old you are. I just thought that was pretty interesting. Now, what it doesn't ask there, do you remember seeing June 6th of 1966? Now, that could have other connotations because it's a lot of sixes in there, but I'll let you guys figure that one out.
I do remember seeing 6/9 of 69.
Okay. Well, hey, I don't want to hear that. No. And this is just a guy. He's a Vietnam veteran. I've heard him speak twice now. And this guy has an amazing story. If you get a chance, I don't know if anyone's near wherever he might be. I'm in Colorado. I don't even know, but I just saw him a couple of weeks ago. And what's so amazing is that he's a Vietnam War vet. He was one of the, what do they call the dirty river boats?
River Rats.
River Rats, thank you.
EBRs, Brownwater Navy.
He's got an incredible story, but his basic storyline, or his basically life, basically is he was on the river in his boat, and the guys came up the river and they got ambushed, and they were fighting back with the VC. And just as he's getting ready to throw a white phosphorus grenade, a VC bullet hit the grenade and exploded about, I think he said it was about 2 or 3 feet from his face at most, and lit him on fire. He's gone through all kinds of stuff. One of the more, should I say, humorous things that he said in one of his meetings that I saw him at, and when he was speaking was, he's like, oh, honey, he's recovering. He's in a lot of pain. He says, honey, I'm all burnt up. I'm no longer good looking for you anymore. And his wife comes over. Literally, she told me this. Sits next to him, pats him on the arm, and says, "Dave, you're never that good looking to start with." And you got to just look at the situation. And the guy is full of life. He does not regret what happened to him, and I'm sure he regrets the pain and all that. And it was just that he's been on a lot of TV shows and interviews, but I just found the guy just truly amazing. So if you get a chance to catch him, his URL is listed on the bottom of that. It's a great thing. He does a lot with the Border Patrol now. He does a lot with veterans, police officers, soldiers, big time. So anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know in case you haven't seen that. All right, I'm just going to take a check at the comments. Okay. Hey, Ron. Hey, Kev, how you doing? So the song is actually AI generated. What I do is I give the song. I don't know if you guys got to see the intro, but there was a whole song about Christmas and wargaming and killing your buddies, and there's no more fun than that in the world. And it was just something humorously put together. And you put all the words down that you think you want it to say, and then it literally arranges it into a song. You pick a musical style. So no, that really wasn't Dev playing.
That was Dev singing, I thought.
No, that was me singing. Yeah,
I'm more bass than anything.
Yeah. So, but yeah, that was fun, and I didn't warn Devin or Jeff anything about it until I hit the button. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, because it's the first thing everyone wants to know, is you have to guess who is Devin and who is David between the Calvin Hobbes figures, but it's basically us. Okay, the World at War 85 games have started to ship. They started to ship before Christmas. Some of you guys have gotten notices. I know because I've seen them on GameFound. Some of you guys have actually got the games. There are more games coming. I do know people in Hong Kong and or Singapore and Australia have gotten the games. Some people are still waiting on the games. One guy, the boat waited 10 days. He did get his tracking number, but it's on its way. I don't know the rhyme or reason. He figured it was just the Christmas traffic, which he gave me an excuse. I'm going to go with it. But I really don't know. But they're all the Asian games. Okay. I know Brad Smith, writer for a Lock and Load books. He got his game in Japan. So the Asian games have gone out. I believe all of them. I don't think all of them have been received, but they're coming, guys.
Yeah, all 12 of them.
No, there's more than that. Not many more, but more. Okay. So that's pretty much where we sit with that. We're going to let you chat with us. We're going to show you some things and maybe give I'll call a little bit of a tutorial maybe of some of the stuff. Jeff is here, probably because he had nowhere else to go, but we can't prove that. But it's basically one of my guys on the team, I won't mention names, it's not anyone online right now, managed to put up on the store, this is a screenshot of a store, that 2 games are in transit. Okay, those 2 games are in transit and they're done. We weren't talking about them, although I left one of the games out behind me one show a couple of weeks ago and etc. But Jeff's been basically popping at the bit here to talk about it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about that a little bit, let you ask some questions. Some of the things that are going on. Last show we had said that Lee Smith, who we lost the actual Vassal module he did initially. We don't know how he did that, but that one's going on Dev. He did get the initial game up on Vassal. Is live now. You can play it. The game is out of print, but Lee, who loves these types of games and has been a great help to us in the company, he is putting together the rest of the missions. Originally, we had only done the 1942 intro, but he's putting all the other up to 45, I guess, in there, and then we'll release it either as one big update, but it'll be on Vassal. Okay. I guess the other thing is on our online library, which is what we're going to hit first and foremost, we have put up AI manuals. We're really proud of this. This is a great way to look up rules, ask it questions. Dev and I played with it. We asked it some stuff. The actual French edition is up there now. Those are the core rules. Stefan has done a phenomenal job with this and his team. I'm going to put his team up here because I cannot pronounce. Let me see any of these ways. Let's see. No, I got the word graphics. That's it. But his team's up there. And guys, if you speak French and you prefer French over English and you like to see more of these modules and stuff, right? Post on the Discord, post on the Facebook, post wherever, write to Stefan, write to Devin, let them know. So these books are online now on our library. We're going to put the link up there. There's also one module, Heroes Against the Red Star. That's up there as well. And that's available for a free download. It doesn't cost anything.
Hey, I got a comment about that.
Okay.
The AI stuff, the AI books up there.
Yes.
The other night I got to messing with one of those, and of course I had to bombard Dev. I'm sure he was in the middle of one of his 8 naps.
A couple of questions. It was, and no, well, yes, I was between naps at that point. So.
But it was, and of course when y'all did the show a week or two ago, it's about make your questions thorough, and I was just sort of testing some things, and one of the examples, I think I just typed in stacking, and it gave me an answer, but it gave me a very base answer, and I'm like, well, there's got to be more to stacking than that. So I added limits to the end of stacking, and then it went even more depth. And I was trying to get some answers to some questions, and I told myself, I said, yeah, it's not going to answer this question. I bet there's not even anything in there. And I typed it, and granted, the word I used was not part of the rule, but it showed me the rule with the answer to what I was looking for. So I've only very, very little dabbled with those things, but I noticed, one, there's a bunch of them up there for a lot of the game series. And two, the damn thing answered my question. I didn't even ask the question right, and it gave me the answer I was looking for.
Well, I'm going to throw this online real quick. Okay. Let's see. Can you guys see that now?
Yep.
Oh, it actually worked. All right. This is our online library. The URL is complicated. It's just library.lnlpublishing.com. All the AI manuals, for the most part, are on the top under Section 1, AI Assistant, and you'll see it's World at War, and Stuka, and Glory and Empire. I'm not going to go through the whole list, but not every manual has an AI thing to it. Some of the book games don't require it. We'll take Wake Island. If you need to have an AI assistant thing for Wake Island, call Devin. But it's all there, and then you can basically select a book. Now, when you select a book, hold on, guys. Okay, I did something wrong here. Sorry about that. Let's see now. I'm going to take and go into. I'm going to close that one out. I was going to do World at War, but I'm going to do. No, we'll do Lock and Load Tactical. I think that's the one you and I did, wasn't it, Dev?
We did them all, but yeah.
That's true. Okay. You guys see that now?
No, it popped up as a different window. You're going to have to tell StreamYard to show that window.
Of course. Hold on, gentlemen.
Of course.
Okay. Let's see. It wants me to stop screen. I wanted to share screen.
While you're pulling up, those of y'all that are getting Glory and Empire, get in there and look at that AI book. Because it's identical to what the rule set is, and these things look exactly like the rule book in your hand.
It's actually taken from the same file. Can you see that now?
Yeah, we can see that now.
Okay. You can hear gunfire and all that in the background. It's low. There's a volume control, and you see me touch all this stuff there. But okay, I can't see both. That's why.
Yep.
Okay.
Although I will admit I didn't know about the volume control.
Okay, Dev. I'm glad you're part of the team there. All right. The home button goes right back to the main page of the library. This will let you enlarge anything that's on your screen. Okay, I'm going to flip a few pages in. Just so you know, I'm going to flip quite a few pages in. Okay. Now you also have the thumbnails, which you can use to scroll quickly, look it up, not look it up. If there's a section you always forget, we'll use stacking. You can actually bookmark a page by hitting the bookmark section, and you can add what page you want to put into it. You can give it a name and a color for yourself, and then you just can close it out. Sound you guys already got to. If there's any pictures, okay, and there are no pictures here. Actually, I think I took them out. These are older pictures. They'll be there. It could be counters, maps, whatever. You can share this with a buddy, okay? So you can share just the current page. So if you're arguing over a rule and your buddy doesn't have a computer online, but he's got the rule book, you can cut and paste it. You can unclick the entire current page, and it will actually change the QR code, if you notice that, gentlemen, as well as let you share the whole book. And of course, you can share to all these different sites. You can print the pages out if you wanted to, right from here without downloading, just print it to your printer. You can download the manual, as long as it has a download arrow. This will give you full screen. I am not touching that. Okay. And the eye basically just lets you know the Discord server at the time. Our Discord server is discord.lnlpublishing.com. It just forwards to this, okay? The cute little guy with the headset on, that is Devin. He's actually the AI inside teaching you all the rules.
That's why I don't get a lot of sleep. A lot of people, the questions get beamed right into my brain. So I don't get a lot of sleep. Now, I should point out, definitely use the button in the lower right-hand corner on all the manuals for AI questions. If you'll notice, there's kind of a search bar in the top right. That's good for just searching words, but don't type your AI question in there because it's not going to know what the hell you're talking about. If you want to use the AI to search for an answer, click on the little portrait in the lower right-hand. Don't ask me why I know that so well. Okay, I'm just going to leave it at that.
So we're going to give you some little hints. If you use the thing, you ask just a word like stacking, you may get a very generic answer. Some of the things that we have noticed, and some of the things that we're going to tell you now, like in the Lock and Load Tactical Manual that you have right here, the core rules, 5.1, we also, you can hide, I'm going to say we can hide extra books. So what we did was we put Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. We put the companion book for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. We put the which has the solo rules, the battle generator rules. It has the data card information, has all the scenarios in there. You can't access any of it that way, but the AI can use it to answer your questions. Now, we didn't put all the other module rules in there for fact is we want to see how well it works and what your feedback is. And one of the things Devin and I did was we asked it, hey, what are the German units in the fourth scenario? Okay. It didn't know what we were talking about. So the first thing we learned was because the core rules have scenarios in it because the starter kit's in it, the Heroes of the Bitter Harvest had scenarios in it. It didn't really know which one was for.
So don't forget, Enemy at the Gates is also in there, and I think we stuck Valor the 13th as well.
Yes. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So there's quite a few books in there. All these things were the last game release, basically, with Heroes of the Bitter Harvest and its expansions. So we asked it what the mission was for Huns in the Sun, I think it was. I may be getting the name wrong. And it told us everything. And then I asked it, what are the German units in the game? It didn't know at all. So then we went back and Devin said, hey, why don't you try forces? So I wrote, what are the German forces in Huns in the Sun? And it listed everything out perfectly. We asked it for reinforcements, but I should have asked it for reinforcements if there was any for Huns in the Sun, and I didn't. So,
Yeah, you gotta be pretty detailed to get the most detailed answer possible. Give it the most detailed question, and also it helps to use the same terminology that's used in the books. So you can say units in scenario 4. Here's the bit of harvest. But I think in the book, it's actually they labeled as forces, which is what the AI is going to key on. It's not really, it might know what units are, but it might not. So if you use the terminology that's actually in the books, you'll get a much better and much clearer answer.
now we will say this. It does tend to know sometimes that units and forces might be the same thing.
Yeah, it can. It depends on how the question is phrased.
So if you wanted to give me something that we want to check up on, how to make a morale check.
Sure.
So, okay.
It takes a few seconds for the AI to think.
What's nice is it gives you the steps too. If you asked it about what's the range of something, it'll tell you. Now, if you ask it what's the range of something at night, it will give you, if there's a different answer.
And it'll usually throw in page numbers and rules references as well.
Which a cool point about those page numbers, I noticed a couple of questions I asked the other night. It threw me off. And I remember because Dev, I had to ask you. It took me to a page that I'm looking at the page. I'm like, that rule's not on here. And when I figured it out, it not only does it put you the pages where the rule is applied or where it may be in the rule book in different sections, but it puts the page number where it shows the section, the start of the section. Like I think I was asking about displacing, and it took me to the
units retreating and displacing. Yeah.
So I thought that was a really good feature in it.
Oh, did David freeze? No, he's moving. Okay.
No. It's got 4 books it's going through.
Yeah. Well, it looked like you had froze, and so I wasn't sure.
So it's telling you all the different spots you can find morale.
Rough Swordsman's backstage.
Okay, I'll let him on in a second. I don't remember him paying tribute, so I don't know if he should be allowed on.
He's a good enough friend of the channel. We can let him on.
Well, you see it says page numbers 81, 82, and 83. A lot of times it'll give you the page numbers as well. It depends on how wide sprawling the question is. Okay, so anyway,
and if you didn't catch it, you can actually click on those page numbers and it'll take you right to the page. Like magic.
Right. Now, let's say, I'm going to get rid of the bookmark for a second. We did have a table of contents on here. Don't know what I did with it.
I think have a highlighter on it.
I thought I did.
That would be really, I didn't look at that the other night. That would be interesting.
Okay, so let's just say I want to go to page 92. You can just type 92 up there, and it'll just take you to 92 also. So in the beginning of the book, I have to see why we don't. Oh, it also has accessibility. I'm not exactly sure what that's going to do, but I'm sure it's for people who have it read to you, whatever the case is. I turned it on. I don't use that, so I can't answer that. You can also copy and paste your answer. So give me an example. I can now take that and then bring it over back into StreamYard or something else and just post my comment right there, guys. But you just can see that I just done that to everybody on the thing. All right. You guys got any questions about that? Are you entertained? Didn't like it? What do you think?
Yay. You're beeping, David.
Yeah. It's one of my brother or someone texts me stuff I don't get.
Very, 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 very useful tool. When I've only messed with it just a little bit, but it helped me immensely already. Dino.
Hiya, Hexy. Hi, everyone.
How's that, dude?
Buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing good. Just finished the war room, so that was a good session. And
What? Did we step on Kirk's toes?
No, you started as we finished.
See, I did plan that
Try
right.
harder.
Yeah, you did the right thing. And we did mention the AI with rule books. I said I was using the Google one, and I uploaded Panzer. It was Panzer we were talking about. Uploaded the rule books and the bits and pieces, and I asked it a question about infantry. How does infantry work in Panzer? And I'm not sure if you've got it on this one, but you can have two people chatting about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna show that next. The chat,
on that, they talked for 17 minutes about how infantry worked in Panzer. It freaked me out, man.
Was it a guy and a gal talking
Yeah,
back and forth?
yeah.
Yep. We've used that before. Yep.
Hey, Ruff, that's where solo gaming comes in handy.
Yeah. But yeah, great idea. You know, I'm a big fan of, especially for rules.
I'm trying to find. We did one or two. Here we go. I think this is it. Yeah. I'll upload a sample of one that we did. We won't go through the whole thing because you'll be here forever. I can't even find
Crystal.
Yeah, that's Christoph to a T. Yeah. I think he sits in front of a computer all day.
Okay, I'll find that in a second, gentlemen. All right. See if we have any questions.
So what was today's topic on the War Room there, Dean?
It was things like, you know, how do you cope with big games? You prefer smaller games, big footprint games? Is time a constraint? It sort of widened out, and the 2 hours went really quickly, and it was very well tended. And I was drinking tea, so every time I said lock and load, wasn't on my wine tonight. I'm detoxing over Christmas, so I was drinking a nice green tea. But yeah, we did a few lock and loads. Mentioned the fact about the Friday night fights, which because of real life is got it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was medical issues and other
doesn't matter. No life,
so.
You know, family first, and all that malarkey, and then real life. So it will happen, and I'm looking forward to playing Wake Island
today.
Sounded like David almost had it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to put it up on the actual.
When you said they could chat back and forth, did you mean actually chat like this or just type
yes.
chat back?
Yeah. We're going to do one for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest in like 10 seconds.
They just talk about it.
You know what it's great for? It is great for when you it's good for someone who doesn't know what a war game is. And the thing that we found, Keith was shocked when I showed him that. It got a few little things as a war game, and you and I will chuckle about, that's not quite right. But overall, it is pretty darn amazing.
Yeah, it freaked me out.
Well, for the crowd, since I want to know while you're looking that up, what's everybody's favorite lock and load system?
All of them.
Anything Devin made.
Yeah.
Oh, Jeff. It won't let me upload.
I do like Hexy. I do like my Nations at War. Dice chucking heaven for me.
As you said that, because part of my 2025 plan, I'm not going to disclose the details, but put it this way, I will be playing a desert heat scenario or two here in the next 2 weeks.
It's the only one I haven't got. The others are great. And World at War, of course. Looking forward to that coming out and playing that probably with Tony on a Friday night.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys. I'm playing with this in the background.
Look at all the W85s.
Yeah, it's a popular series. I mean, because it's Second World War, I like my Nations at War. But yeah, there is something fun about being able to shoot across one side of the board to the other in World War 85.
You know, once they went Napoleonic on me, that just pushed me over the edge.
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing that because again, it's something I'm trying to get desperately into, Napoleonic games. And you sent me you sent me that quad pack, Hexy, which I love you for, and I've played a bit of that, and so I'm looking forward to try and get into it a little bit more.
Well, see, the next thing we want to do is we want to get ACW title out there. Jeff, I'm looking at you.
Well, while I'm playing with the audio, I'm going to show you this. This is 2 of the games are in transit. One is called Close Quarter Battles Waterloo, and the other one is an expansion, it's a standalone game. The other one's an expansion on Point Blank V's for Victory called Point Blank Winter Victory. But I'm going to let Jeff's been basically play testing it, all excited to talk about it. We're going to give a little bit of detail, not much. It's on the store. It says in transit, so you can't order it yet. Okay, it's already done, finished. I'm just going to whip through some of the pictures here. These are some of the counters. Andrew Glenn is the designer.
Andrew Glenn, yeah.
And I have to say, he's not only the designer, he did the artwork, he did basically everything. And I have to say, I'm very impressed with this. It's at a scale you normally don't see. Oh, wrong thing, but I'll go back to that. It's at a scale you don't normally see. I'll let the guys talk about it while I'm doing my stuff in the back there.
Can I show a picture?
Yeah,
of course.
Of what's on my table?
Yes, go right ahead.
Can you embiggen that?
I make no promises. Hold on.
What was I thinking?
Okay, there you go.
So, okay, first thing, look at that map, and I know I'm going to butcher the name, but you're looking at that's LaHaye Saint right there. Okay, and I'm 3 or 4 turns into this thing. You can't see it left, but there's a whole bunch of French line coming in over here to the left of the screen. And I'm playing one of the scenarios. There's multiple scenarios in the game, and all I can say is this: you can turn that back off, Dave. All I can say is that you think of tactical Napoleonic games, and the only tactical level I can get to is things like Wellington's Victory or Ney versus Wellington, which are both the same system, and now you got that new Winner's Victory. And this thing takes that far beyond those series of games. I mean, look, the first thing I thought, because I don't know everything about lock and load, but the one little thing I do get is things kind of fall in similar order with lock and load games. Y'all have a touch that you can tell every game that lock and load puts out that you've got your fingerprint, a certain fingerprint in every game. And this one here, come on, guys, almost somewhere a little bit above a Napoleonic lock and load tactical almost. I mean, the game's phenomenal. And I'm sitting here playing the first 3 or 4 turns of this thing, and of course using the AI rules, playing with the rules. And I was like, this has depth. The cards make it intriguing. You can change something on the fly that, creating a fire. Those flintlocks or whatever, that black powder stuff goes off and bursts into flames in the orchard you're standing in. And I had it happen immediately. I played a card immediately, and it was to my benefit. And then just the movement. And the thing is, it's simple. I haven't got into cavalry yet. Got into artillery, got into infantry, but the cavalry's going to show up here soon. I'll get into those rules. I'm taking it step by step. But when this thing gets there to the point where you players out there can get this stuff in your hands, and if you like Napoleonics, don't pass on this. I'm going to tell you right now, because you're going to miss out on something that's completely unique. And when you open the box, a lot of people I always used to talk about the smell of the new game. Forget that. Get these counters out and get that map out and just spread it out and look at it. You're going to be awestruck by what these things look like. So
the maps do look good, and lock and load maps do look good.
And this box has Hougoumont and LaHaye Saint in it, right? They're gorgeous, flat out detail, gorgeous in these things.
Yeah, Andrew Glenn, the designer, actually did all the artwork. So the map is all him. The counters are all him. The rule book was all him. One of the reasons why we, it's like, well, everything's done for us. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Tactical level, I assume there's a solo bot with it, like most of your games. No?
Unfortunately, no solo bot with this. They're just...
No, that's fine.
It's kind of rank and file warfare, and
Right.
that's really hard. And of course, I say that, but we have there is a solo system in Glory and Empire. We just couldn't, in the constraints of this system, we just couldn't come up with a solo system that would work.
That's fair enough, because of the way the warfare went at this level, sort of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And what's the unit size?
Company size,
Right.
company, the
Lovely.
smallest unit. You can get skirmishers out there. Company size, and you can get as you can merge companies together into battalions.
Right.
So, but
Yes,
for the most
but-
part, it is a company
what
scale.
it has the battalion counter, and it's really cool what they did with the counters is, so the battalion size counter, it'll have 3 infantry figures on it. And then if you want to, let's say you want to kick out 2 skirmishers. Well, one company kicks out 2 skirmishers, and then you change your counter with the battalion size, you flip it over to where, or you get the counter where there's only 2 figures on it for 2 companies. And then you can reduce that even farther down to single figurine counters, which are just individual companies. So when I set my little troops up here on this table to move in, I didn't break them down. And I said, oh, wait a minute, I can push these guys all down. Now I got a mass of troops coming across the field in there. So
There's also a reason why there's like 8 counter sheets in the game.
Yeah. And complexity-wise, Hexy? Complexity-wise?
Well, I don't like all that numbering stuff, so I'm going to say no-brainer.
Right. That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
Right. Because one man's level 5 is another man's 8, so or
The rule booklet is very, as are all the lock and load books. The rule book is very, easy to look at. It's not a freaking Gone with the Wind novel.
All right, get ready to mobilize, because today's deep dive, we're heading.
Freaks me out, this.
And it has got a lot of. Does have some. And you were mentioning earlier, Jeff, about the DNA and the fingerprints and the thumbprints that are on a lot of our games. This does use the activation card system like that. Like is in Nations of War, World of War. So it's not your traditional I go you go. It's the we go activation system. And this has got event cards in it that you were referring to earlier, and I got some pretty cool events. It's like 25 different events for both sides, and that throws monkey wrenches into the game all the time.
Well, and being able to play those cards whenever, the ones that you can. Perfect example was I fired a burst with a KGL unit, and he ran out. He went ammo and then out, and I'm like, oh shit! And I'm like, I got to roll to get the supply wagon in there. And then I looked over my card and said, oh, looky here. They scrounged it out of the dead bodies ammo packs or whatever, and off we were going shooting again. So great. I've only dabbled with a few of the events cards. I think, what is it? You draw 5, you can play any 3.
Yeah, you draw 5 every turn, and you can play 3. Can play up to 3 at a turn. And the cool thing is they're instant, so you can play them at any time.
Excellent setup. I haven't flipped through. I didn't. You know what? I haven't flipped through the rule book to see how many scenarios are there, but there was multiple ones.
There's about 12 of them, 10 to 12 of them. So, and they're all there's a good wide range of scenarios. You've got some that are kind of small, and it does follow the historical timeline. So you have the smaller scenarios at the beginning of each map, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And I know there's one that's got, I don't know, like 36 cavalry units in it. Now, there are some big scenarios in there. So there's plenty for.
Once these guys take the leash off me, I'll shoot some videos and let y'all see some of the gameplay across. Because I'm telling you, I'm just now digging into it after going through the rules and stuff and looking at some of the player age and the player. I'm sorry, we got to talk about this because you really only got 4 types of weapons that are shooting in this game according to player age cards. You've got standard, the musket of the era. Some of the Anglo allies have rifles, and then you've got marksmen, which they're kind of the way the charts are set up. They're like a weapon type of their own. And then you got the artillery tip. You've got 4 tables to shoot on. And I remember I was sitting there and I was going to conduct my first fire, and I'm like, well, how far does this thing shoot? And it took me a few seconds, and I picked up the player's aid card. You don't worry about it, because the player's aid card will show you what the maximum range is just on your columns. and then and of course, typical lock and load on the player's aid card. All the modifiers are right below it. Just go down your list of modifiers. And then here's what y'all did with this thing that I think is really cool. You put the, I got it right here. Hold on. I got to look at it. You put the leader, what's it called, Deb? What happens to the leader or something?
Oh, the
leader fate.
Leader fate, yeah.
Yeah, it's on every one of them. So you don't have to go pull another card up to find. So everything you would do in a fire combat, if you're shooting a rifled weapon, all the charts you need, boom, right there in your face from the one card.
Yeah, it cut down on a lot of the busyness of the counter by not putting the weapon ranges on there, because like you said, all right, you've got riflemen, you've got marksmen, you've got cannons, and you've got musketeers. All muskets had the same range. All rifles within a few yards of each other. There was no need to put the range on the counter when it's just on the combat results table right there. If you're shooting at something and it's not on the chart, it's beyond the range of the weapon and you can't shoot at it. So that was simple.
And I would have to say that the use of the leaders in command and control is simple and perfect at the same time. Don't have a hex gap between a unit and another unit where the leader is touching all of them because you're at command. I don't care if how big are the hexes in this thing?
I think they're 250 yards.
Okay, so if you're just outside one hex where you can probably see the leader, doesn't matter. You got to, line combat. I guess linear combat. That's just the way it works. So.
And we didn't want to make it too difficult. I mean, we could have gotten like Labatai level, but this is not Labatai. So it's a fast, easy, and again, we're talking at the company scale. So there was a little bit tighter control that battalions needed to have with each other, and that was generally, you're basically right on top of each other. So
yeah. So I mean, think about it. Take the entire Battle of Waterloo and zoom in with your scope to just La Haye Saint or just to Hougoumont. Yeah. And again, this is going to be one of them systems where it doesn't necessarily have to stop there. I mean, how many years did Napoleon fight?
Lots.
Yes. So my brain's already seeing what when he was a youngster where he goes charging across that bridge.
Montenegro?
I know it's one of his earlier fights where he's just. I mean, I'm trying to picture that in my brain.
I think Jeff might want to consider, making a Gettysburg game out of this. I don't know.
Oh, hey, you know what? Look,
well,
let me tell you something. This system right here, I got news for you. For the first time I moved to counter, I was like, oh boy, this could translate.
Well, really, I mean, when you look at it, the American War of Independence, Napoleonics, pretty much identical weaponry, tactics, and everything like that. So if anything that's done AWI, Napoleonics can kind of translate. Terry is looking at doing that with Glory and Empire. He's already got a Trenton module that he's working on for American War of Independence to go along with the Glory and Empire set. Change the ranges a little bit, and you got ACW right there, because really that's some of the now cavalry tactics changed. How the use and implication of the cavalry between Napoleonics and ACW was a huge change. Weapon ranges changed a little bit. I mean, you started getting more rifled, and so you're looking at maybe double the range of Napoleonics weapons, and artillery changed. Those are the three big changes, but it's not that hard to make to transfer it over from one era to another. So
I got it. Arcola Bridge. Arcola.
Cold Bridge. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
What I'm going to do is, being that we were showing AI, we showed you some books on how the AI is working within the computer. Game comes with a Spiral Bound manual for those who want it. But I wanted to point out two things for you. This is the AI. We gave it the rule book for Heroes of the Bitter Harvest, and we asked it to explain what lock and load tactical was. This is about a minute, but I won't play I think it's a minute and a half, but we'll play this beginning of it. You'll see that it gets some terminology wrong, but it's pretty cool.
Mm.
All right, so get ready to mobilize because today's deep dive, we're heading to the Eastern Front of World War II.
Ooh, fantastic choice.
We're jumping into the world of historical wargaming.
Okay.
Specifically, lock and load Tactical's Heroes of the Bitter Harvest module.
Yeah, this is a great system. It really captures the brutality and the tactical complexity of that theater of war really well.
And we're doing this deep dive for anyone who's ever been curious about wargaming, maybe even a little intimidated by the rule books and all the details.
Right?
We're going to unpack some of the highlights and what makes this so intriguing.
Yeah, what I love about this system is it goes beyond just moving pieces on a board. It really is about that historical accuracy, the strategic decision-making, and you really get a sense of the factors that influenced the battles of the real Eastern Front.
Absolutely. And Heroes of the Bitter Harvest dives right into that. I mean, there's a whole section on national characteristics.
Yeah.
Outlining the strengths and weaknesses of the Germans and the Soviets.
Right.
For example, the NKVD units, they have this dedicated ability.
Yeah.
That lets them do some pretty interesting stuff during rallies.
Mm-hmm.
What's the historic connection there?
Well, so the NKVD were infamous for their ruthlessness, and the dedicated ability really reflects their ability to maintain morale, even under extreme duress, which historically often involved a level of brutality that you just didn't see in standard military units.
It's just really neat how a simple...
Freaky.
Now,
Dude, first time David sent that to me, I'm thinking, who the hell did he pay to do this?
Yeah, yeah.
I had no idea it was AI. And there was another one that he did covering Stuka, and you could tell voice inflections and tone changes. And I legit thought he had paid someone to just read a script.
Yeah.
I had no idea that that was an AI voice.
it's how I hide the girlfriend from the wife. So-
Yeah.
No,
It does sound rather nice. But because you use it's this Google one, isn't it? The other one, Chat GDP, whatever it is.
GPT. Yeah.
This one, evidently, not that I know a lot about it, is not as hallucinogenic, is the term I think they use, compared to other AI. Whereas other AI systems will make things up to fill out the thing you're asking, whereas this one tends to go by the facts. As I say, it doesn't make things up. It keeps to what you've asked.
It did make some stuff up. Like in the World at War one, Keith and I noticed it was using some terminology. Like I said, as a gamer, it may say something like dice calculations instead of dice roll. You know, so you kind of like, well, it's not wrong, but you can tell it's not quite fitting with how it would normally fit.
But it's less like that than some of the other AI systems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we did one on Stuka, and the thing on Stuka that I was very impressed with. Now, remember, I just used the manual. I took the manual and the theater book, which is like our companion book, you know, with all the scenarios in it, and it picked up that there was a non-historical mission with a Japanese Stuka, and it took, I don't know where it got the history from, but it grabbed the history that this was really just one plane that the Germans sent for the Japanese to try. And they decided to go against it and make the vow. And I was like, wow. But the thing that was nice is it was the interaction made it interesting for necessary. First of all, Keith, Devin, myself, Jeff, all of us listened to it. And we actually listened to the whole thing because it was just entertaining as we were doing something. Kind of like listen to a podcast or something.
Yeah, which is what they call it, a podcast, don't they? So, yeah, it is freaky. It does. It blew me away when I did it. You know, just a little bit of asking about certain things, and a 17-minute chat. You know.
Well, no, it was. I had to do breakdown of the solo manual and how the solo works and the battle, how the battle generator works. I broke it all down. I just haven't had a chance to decide what's the best way to listen, because it's not really explaining rules, although it does go into some depth about how do you generate a battle and what's the benefit of generating. I mean, when it was telling you how to pick your mission, it really was on the battle generator for Devin's game incredibly detailed without being boring. So I would use the luxury maybe over, guys.
And it can only get better, you know, as time goes on. So
Does the AI books? I didn't even think the looker asked. Will that read to you what it's bringing up?
Yeah, I believe it will. It also will translate. Like, I know, I think it was the last show, someone asked it to converted to German a rule section, and it did. And he said it was really good, much, much better than he thought. He said it wasn't perfect, but he says it was definitely usable. So it made make manual conversion the thing of the past. I mean, the problem with manual conversion is, I think I said this last show, is we did a game called Pacific War, and we got it from a Japanese publisher, and I loved the subject matter. And one of the gentlemen spoke Japanese, read it, and wrote it to English. The problem is, we probably could have done a better job, the initial gentleman, not maybe knowing the game rules as much, or maybe they didn't translate as smoothly as I thought. Well, I can't read Japanese. I have no way of knowing what the rule intention was. So when I read the rule, it looked right, but apparently the designer, I guess, got a question or something like that, and he said, "Oh no, that's wrong. It's this way." So we had to make, I don't know, we made probably 3 or 4 versions of the book before I think we got it smoothed out. But it was that type of stuff that I don't like in translations. Now, of course, Stefan did the Lock and Load Tactical one, and he speaks French and he speaks English, and he's good at both, and his team is excellent, so I didn't mind that. But you got to remember, too, when you lay out a manual in print form, anything in English becomes 35% more in just about any other language. So the pages don't line up. How does the layout artist, Blackwell in this case, know when a page stops or a chapter starts? We had to color code it and do all kinds of stuff for some of the other books that we tried to do that, so he can know where something goes without being able to read it, which is, pretty amazing when you think about it.
Hey, let me shout out my buddies here. McMurray, Wardrobe, Warmont, I know you're there.
Hold on, guys. There you go.
Hey, Kai's got it right. There you go. Get on that one, please.
There was a Alexa app that came out that had the ASL rulebook for. I don't know how deep they went into that, but I do remember hearing a few years back that someone had taken the ASL rulebook and jammed it into Alexa and was asking Alexa questions on it.
We went to do that with Nations at War, believe it or not, and it worked kind of nowhere near as well as this. But it was you had to do so much prep of the manual to take it, to insert it into Alexa's program, to make it do it. It was just not worth the aggravation. And let's face it, Nations of War is relatively light compared to Lock and Load Tactical or World at War 85.
Or ASL.
Or I wouldn't touch ASL, so I'm safe there. Just something else, guys. Someone else is asking. I'm just going to repeat this. Yes, the Christmas War Game, the sale's still going on, and we do have copies of Heroes of the Bitter Harvest. I'm going to plug this for Devin because Devin's too calm to do it himself. Modest. That's the word. Okay, modest and calm. But Heroes of the Bitter Harvest has the 5.1 latest tactical rules. It also has built into it the solo system, cards and all. You don't need the other one, and it's updated. It has the battle generator all built into it, customized for that, as well as what was the thing I'm missing? Oh, the role-playing leader system, which we're going to call the career system going forward. It's all in one box. I do recommend you get that with Enemy at the Gates if you want a complete game. And if you happen to own Heroes of the Motherland, there is another one called Valor the 13th. Okay, and all that work together. Devin did a great job taking, I guess it's scenario 1 and 2, or 1, 2, and 3, I guess we'll say, of Squad Leader, and we made our versions of it inside of this and Enemy at the Gates. But
scenarios 1, 2, and 3. And honestly, I'm going to let a little secret out. There's another scenario from Squad Leader that I snuck in there, but nobody's figured it out yet because no one said it to me yet. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it is. If you think you can find it, let me know. Let me see if somebody can figure out what the 4th secret scenario that I converted from the original Squad Leader system into our system.
Our job going forward, our plan is to make one box, one game. Now, we kind of decided, I used to try to fit in one box in the expansion. That box may become the same size it is now, but be 18 inches wide. So basically 2 boxes to fit everything in it. But everything will go in the box. It'll be one box, does all. If you never buy another lock and load tactical game because you don't like the subject matter, don't like the game, everything is in there. You won't have to be trying to grab all the different expansions and everything else. It'll fit in the box. Rulebooks will be now going to be always spiral bound. We're not going to be changing that type of stuff around. And the next two games are, if they're crowdfunded, it's going to be after they're in the warehouse. It's going to be like, a week or two, and then we're going to go forward. I believe it was Squad Leader, wasn't it?
The guards.
No, what's that, Jeff?
The guards counterattack.
Guards counterattack. Yes. Well, it was guards counterattack, the Tractor Works, and Streets of Stalingrad. Those.
I was guessing.
No. Oh, you talking about the fourth scenario, the fourth hidden scenario?
Yeah.
No. Guards counterattack, Streets of Stalingrad, and the Tractor Works are the first three scenarios, and those we convert, and those are. I changed the names a little bit, but there's another scenario hidden in there that I'll let people see if they can find it.
Damn you! I'm gonna have to dig out my box.
I know. I did that on purpose.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to repeat this because I'm getting asked again. Yes, the World at War games in all of Asia, Pan-Asia, we'll call them Pan-Asia, has been shipped, as far as I know. I do know the tracking labels are a little, iffy, but all the games have gone, for what I can tell. People have reported getting tracking numbers. Games have left in North America. People have gotten tracking numbers, and I saw one or two on GameFound even claim they got the games already. So just so you know, more games obviously be going out next week. There you go. I do have something that no one actually asked. I just remembered I didn't tell anybody this. We have Brad Smith, who obviously maybe a lot of you don't know. He has done, I think, all of the storytelling books that have nothing to do with the actual game. Okay, the storyline is just battles of it. If you get the first one, Storming the Gap, you'll find a lot of the people that you see on the show, Kevin Sharp, Maurice, Devin, myself, Keith. We had them write a story about the war. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's the actual battle in the game or anything else, but we just had a good time doing it, and the book sold pretty well. We wanted to try and make new ones. I'm going to throw one up right now. This is a new one. I have not made it live yet, but it's going to be coming very shortly. And this is Brad Smith's latest book with us, and here it is.
Prologue, Endgame. Flight Lieutenant Hodson raced towards the target at 6 miles a minute. Behind him, the Pegasus 11 turbofan engine screamed as it rocketed him along with 21,000 pounds of force. 100 feet under his Harrier's belly, the ground shot by in a featureless blur of dull browns and grey shadings. Up ahead,
that's just a sample of it. But it'd be an audiobook, an Audible. We might put in other things, but that's also becoming very shortly, gentlemen. And I don't think I have anything else on my list. The only thing that, like I said, we'll probably have Sean in the next show to talk about it. Since I showed a picture, I'm also just show the rest of it since I figure out where I put him. Here they go. This is Winter Victory. And this is the game. He had its own rules. It's got solitaire built into it. It's got, I believe, a battle generator too. Just so you know, I do have, I believe, look at the box here, gentlemen.
It's not a box, it's a crate.
It's yeah, you know to bring out a box, don't you guys? You know what a box is.
And that's
on the top shelf.
That's an expansion.
Yeah. There's not, I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's not tons of game cards in it. What you're really going to see, I mean, there's a lot of cards in it, don't get me wrong, but what you're really getting is
the tiles.
That's what I'm looking forward to, yes.
Well, Sean and I never really cared for the map idea. We just couldn't figure out something to do better that would fit in the box, and I kind of was forcing him to keep it. It has to fit in the box. And with 800 plus cards in the original game, you're not going to fit another X amount of tiles on it. So that's why we said if you take this game and add another box here, so it's 18 inches wide, it's kind of a big game. Maybe we'll make it a thicker box, well, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm just not worrying about it because I keep trying to keep it under 10 pounds, and we'll do early 5. I think it's 15 plus pounds.
David, tell them what this is incorporating theater wise.
It's the Battle of the Bulge. This one here you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Battle of the Bulge. And what Sean added was we added 40, reading the back of the box, 45 double-sided playing tiles. One's a winter map, one is a summer map. So if the scenario says, hey, it's 3 across and 2 down for the map, you can actually put the right tiles out. You don't have to put the whole sheet of paper out, which comes in the original game. The base game is out of print. So either find a copy online, gentlemen, or grab one of the retail stores. It includes 12 new scenarios. It has 30 new mini cards and 64 poker-sized cards. It has a new player aid card. One of the things that we did do is we found, I think, don't quote me the number, I think we found 5 cards in the original game that was, maybe missing a machine gun. There you go.
It's huge.
And what we did was we reprinted those cards and stuck them in the game as well. You don't need to buy the game to get the corrected cards. You can go to Wargamers Vault and just buy the 5 cards. Okay, they'll print them and then they'll ship them to you. So you're not being forced to buy a game. But if you did buy the game, we put the 5 cards in there plus the additional cards.
So it's an expansion. You have to have that one.
Yes.
Yes, right.
It will be the last expansion I ever intend to make. My goal, like I said, we had a company meeting, and it was, hey, if we're going to do something, we're just going to make a complete game and not worry about it. So if we ever did a crowdfunding, or we ever do something that says, hey, there's 3 add-ons, it'll all be in the box. And since I've taken away the box size limit, that will go away. The problem will go away. The other thing I got, which is, I believe, something that Ruff and Tony will be doing soon.
Yes, yes.
Okay, this is from Blue Panther. This is their box edition of Our Wake Island. I did poke some of the pieces out, so no comments. Okay, here we go. But the counters are block and load thickness because we made the counters and provided them to Steve Jones at Blue Panther. But the rest of the product, besides the counters, is all him. And I have to say, he did a really great job. I'm really happy we decided to do this with him. Steve and I have been working on this, I think, for years. And he's going to have 2 more. He's got this and Bougainville. And then I think the next 2 are Raman Gonzala. And I forget the next one after that. Do you, Dev?
Totenstag.
Totenstag, right. Okay, so there's your manual.
This is tactical. What is this?
It's not tactical. It's
It's
a battle game. I like Bill Molyneux designed this, okay? And what I liked about it was it's got a very
small map. That's it. Yeah.
It's got a very small map. It's on a subject matter you don't see too much of. He actually put it on like a canvas paper. It's not even on a chipboard. He put it on a canvas. So you actually get
it's not hex and counter. It's a
no.
It's square.
It's area movement.
Point to point.
Point
You've
to
got
point.
the islands covered.
And it's player aid cards, and you got different points of missions, and But
as it's just the old Battle on Demand's Wake Island. We just for a lot of our old Battle on Demands, we're shifting the production over to Blue Panther to keep our warehouse stocks low. So if you want one of the our old Battles on Demand game, and we've got plenty of them, we were kind of getting low on stocks and supplies, so we decided to make this deal with Blue Panther so they would print the games so you could still get these games in perpetuity. So
yeah, and we have the counters already. We have no updates on the digital file. Like I said, because we're not even going to address that until we get the original board games out. God willing, we'll have some updates for that soon. We are talking to the Nations at War programmers, but again, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with that, but I'm sure eventually it will move forward. Okay. So
Lots of good stuff. Lots of good stuff.
Yeah.
These people are going to, I'll tell you, their tops of their heads are going to blow off for everybody that ordered Blood and Fury and ordered Glory and Empire. Oh.
Yeah, the next one.
I like to be a fly in the house on the Napoleonic players when they get this Glory and Empire. I really would.
Well, I will say this, that what we're doing now is we have slightly changed the, there was some type of EU issue. I mean, our German partner, oh, that's what I almost forgot to show you guys. I haven't decided, I'm going to say this now, if we're going to stop shipping outside of the United States. Okay.
What?
Yeah, Darren and I have been discussing that because it just is incredibly expensive. Okay. And we have partners overseas. And
what we're not saying is that you won't be able to get the games. You'll just have to order them from our distributors overseas rather than ordering them directly from us. You'll still be able to get them if you're in the Pan-Asiatic or in the EU or something. It's just they won't be coming from us anymore, probably.
Yeah,
you'll have to order from like Second Chance and the Bunker over in Germany.
Phew.
Okay, so I guess you really can't read that, but it's on our store page. It's on the bottom left of the footer under information, and it says retail and distributor partners. Has links to the sites. Okay, and there's actually more coming. I just haven't got them up there yet. So we might very well stop doing that. And if that happens, that will be our solution. It's cheaper. You guys don't get hit with all kinds of fees. We're thinking the next games that we actually produce after Waterloo and Point Blank Winter Victory, we might actually just ship directly from China to the customers. Well, actually, we want to see how well it works. So far, so good. Good night. Have a great day. The other thing we have, let me just get rid of this. As probably some of you have noticed, if not, some of you probably know already, if we closed the Lock and Load Publishing Forum down, okay, if it was being used, it was only being used to review things and find things, and it wasn't really being, no new messages on it. I think the newest message was from Category Solo joining. And if you look back, it was almost like 2 years with no messages. Okay.
There was very little engagement going on with the forums.
And the problem with it was because it's the forum is if I left the forum where you can just sign up and then go do what you wanted, we got hit with tons of spammers. Okay. And I had to go in there, spend hours leading all kinds of porn sites and stupidity that no one cares about. If I locked it down, the stupid forum doesn't tell you, hey, you got 13 new people, approve them. We'd have to wait until one of you guys who joined would then have to open up a support ticket, and then we would have to figure out who it was, and then activate you. So, being that Devin is a great love of all things Discord, okay, we have pushed everything towards the Discord server, okay, and Devin basically expanded some of the stuff. There's a place to find opponents on here. There's some chat stuff. I'll let Devin talk about it because he knows what the hell he's talking about.
It certainly gets a lot of traffic. My phone pings and pings. It's certainly very popular.
You can turn those notifications
I
off.
don't want
Discord,
to.
So.
Oh,
fine. So yeah, I did expand it. We do have a new section for other LnLP titles for like the Battles on Demand. We've got a section for our role-playing games, the Falling Skies game. We trimmed down the number of voice channels because I've never seen more than 2 voice channels be used at any one time. We've got the opponent finder and the opponent registry on there. We've got the TTS and Vassal channel that's in there. We've got main general chat. I mean, World at War's got its own section. Glory and Empire, Stuka Ace, Like on the Tactical, digital, point blank, Nations of War, space and I mean, basically everything. We don't have the ability. Okay, we have the ability to put a forums like section on the Discord, but we're not doing that yet.
Yeah,
If
I kind of kiboshed it on. I thought about it. I kind of kiboshed it because the greatest complaint between Discord and the forum, in a nutshell, is you can't search for something. The problem is, and don't take this personally, users, you guys suck at that. You guys don't search for anything. You go and you ask the question again and again and again and again, which, by the way, is what Discord does. So instead of holding all these tons of data that may or may not be searched, you just ask the questions again. I have to say the community is pretty good. And since we bumped the forums off and pushed everyone to the Discord, it seems to be even more busy. So I don't think you have a problem getting a question.
Yeah, a lot of times the questions will be answered even before I get a chance to see them. And seeing as how I am a loser with no life and sit all day on the computer, anyways, and live-in caretaker might have something to do with it. But anyways, it doesn't take usually very long for someone to answer a question that may crop up. And honestly, if you really, really, really must have a forum, go to BGG, go to Consim. I mean, that's
No, and that's another thing too. And this is again my decision, so don't hate Devin for this or anything else. You can hate me. I'm not going to Board Game Geek. I'm not going to Consim World. I'm not going to I don't know what else is out there. I'm not saying I will never ever go there. I'm just saying it's not going to be the place I'm posting. It's going to be Facebook. It's going to be Twitter, because Discord picks up everything I post on Twitter anyway. And I think that's really it, right, Dev?
Discord.
Well, I just said that, Discord, yeah. Twitter, yeah. So we're just going to keep it because it's just too many people at too many different locations, and it makes it much easier for us to get the answers. But more importantly, if the crowd comes here and they see the question, there's a good chance you're going to get an answer even faster anyway. I don't know, Charles, what do you mean you're never going to get your counter converted? I'm not, do you know what he's talking about?
Not a clue.
Rob, you're going to have to let us know what you mean about that. Unless you mean on the forum, then yes, probably not.
He wants his face on a counter.
Well, face on the counter is different. We just basically ask people for their faces, and then we tend to make them counters. Okay. Let's put this all back together now. Woohoo! Okay. So, all right, guys. Well, I know, Ruff, have you got a chance to look at the Wake Island rules?
Yes, I was all raring to go, and then real life happened. That doesn't mean I'm going to play it well, but I was ready to have a go at it. And Tony's had a look at it, says it's all looking good. It'd be on Tabletop Simulator, and I've been in contact with Uwe. Is it for the module? He's sorted that out.
Yeah, yep.
Uwe, sorry. That's all sorted. So just waiting to find out.
What side are you planning on playing?
It's awkward because the poor old you guys had a toughy time at it, but I think, as Devin said, depends. It's a quick game, and it depends if we can get through it. We'll just swap and try it again, playing the other side.
Okay, well, just so you know, guys, when we do announce the Friendly Fire show, okay, Tony and Ruff are going to be playing Wake Island. Okay, there'll be a link on there to get the game if you want to from Blue Panther, and it'll be immediately available on Tabletop Simulator. And I'm just going to throw that up there. Those are the games he has coming. It says December, but it's actually January. They're closed until the new year, like we are. I actually enjoy that game quite a bit. I guess, guys, I'm going to leave you three to answer this guy's question because he wants to know what is the. There we go.
That's my buddy Warmutt. Hey, Dev, y'all got any tank on tank boxes left in the warehouse?
David, you and I were talking about this a couple days ago. This was the guy that I was talking about.
Okay, yes.
Getting him some tank on tank stuff sent out. So
Yeah, okay. The tank on tank, East Front and West Front, we have no more expansions.
yeah, we don't. We're all out of the expansions, but we still have base copies yet. So yeah, just Warmut, just reach out to me on Discord. Give me your address and phone number, email, and we'll get some stuff sent off to you.
I bang him weekly about Hex Encounter games, and he's got like 30 magazine games that he bought. And he's tried to play a couple of them, and I know that deep down inside, as good with miniatures as he is, he's one of the best I've ever seen doing this stuff. There's that little gene in there that's saying, I need to play Hex Encounter. I need to. He wants to so bad.
Yeah, but he's had a bad experience. I mean,
hey, McMurray and Wardrobe took care of that game. If you didn't watch the video.
I actually did, but for those of you not in the know, because this is kind of inner joke type stuff. Warmut ordered, what was it? What was the actual title? Right, and the day he received it, he had a heart attack. So
when he opened it,
when he as he was opening it, he had the. So yeah, I think tank on tank probably it might give him a little bit of a indigestion, but I don't think it'll give him a heart attack. So we'll get those sent off to him. We'll try to get him eased in without killing him.
When he recovered, did he go back and try the game?
No.
Probably not that idea.
I think his wife works for Arizona State University, so I think he's good.
Well, I was going to say, after a bit of tank on tank, try a little bit of Nations at War.
Yeah, work slowly step up. Yeah, no, but see, we got to make sure we don't kill him with tank on tank first. So.
No, well, I think he'll be fine with that.
I think he will too.
Yeah.
And then, just so you know, too, if you're on Facebook and you're on the Word Game World at Wordy 5 group, Jeff Schulte is willing to teach anybody Blood and Fury, or basically the World at Wordy 5 system on Tabletop Simulator. And all you got to do is ping them on there. I'll leave a post. Someone is asking about Storming the Gap. It's out of stock again. No, we have stock that's in the warehouse right now, but until we get all the orders filled, we didn't want to put any online. It's very few. So there is a limited copy, but I will post it on Facebook and I'll post it on our newsletter that, Storming the Gap's available. And we also got the last remaining, we basically cleared out the warehouse in China. We just had it because we changed printers. Part of the reason we were a little bit behind here. And when we changed printers, we got all the warehouse stuff out and we had that all shipped to the States. So there is Space Infantry with the expansion. If you're going to buy the expansion, because we're just going to make it a bundle. And Storming the Gap with the expansion, I think, is already a bundle. And that's that. So, yes, there will be some.
Hey, if you can get it, get Storming the Gap. Get it.
Speaking of teaching, LnLP, it's the only one I haven't gone down the rabbit hole. And I mean, I've only got 5 boxes of Lock and Load Tactical sitting here.
Only 5. What type of gamer are you? No.
Well, you don't. The one I want, y'all don't have no more.
Which one's that?
Was it? What was it? It was the first one, I think.
Not Normandy. Yeah, everybody wants Normandy.
Yeah, and if you do see it pop up, which there you go. So there's a mark for Lock and Load right there. You don't see a lot of people releasing them things after they've had. Oh,
there you
go. That would upset you, Hexy, but there you go.
Well, Jeff, if you want to sit down and learn it, just reach out to me. You know where I am.
I know how to find you.
Yeah. So
I do want to learn because I'm missing out on too much in those boxes that I need to.
Yep.
Look, if you're going to play, all the work that over the years that Devin and I have been together really came to perfection as far as we're going to get it with Heroes of the Bitter Harvest.
Yeah.
Because all the data cards are in there and the solo bots and everything else is there.
Yeah. And East Front is my thing. But I'll tell you this, though. I spent last night. Now, I dabble with ASL, but I dabble with ASL Starter Kit, even though I own most of the other stuff too. I decided last night, because of a scenario that I'm going to play, to learn tanks. I don't want to look at a rule book for about a week now.
When Stormy came out, I was in high school. I remember going to, I don't know what it was called, Origins. It was Origins back then. And I remember coming out, and it was fun. And then Cross of Iron came out. And then we had to throw away all the armor counters and get new ones. And then I think the next one was, Crescendo of Doom?
Crescendo of Doom.
And we had to throw all the armor counters out the second time. And with that, and then there was a third one too. And I don't remember what came after that.
GI Anvilivic.
There you go. And I changed a lot of basic rules. I think they got rid of -2 moving in the open down to -1, if I'm not mistaken.
GI Anvil just threw everything out the window with the rules. They just, that was GI.
I just gave up with it at that.
Well, I think it's so funny. It's like when Ed Greenwood was writing the ASL rule book, and it took him like a year and a half to write the original rule book, and he said, "Man, nobody's ever going to play this game." Oh, how wrong he was.
Yeah, it's just people call it a lifestyle game. It really is, and it's not so much the size; it's just a combination of rules,
the depth.
The depth. Yeah. All right, guys. What's oops, sorry. Here we go. I hit the wrong button. There we go. Yeah, no, Devin, mostly me in this case. We're making some changes to let's just say the newest edition. Someone had said, "Oh, we're kind of abandoning Lock and Load Tactical." That is not true. It's just that we want to get this stuff fixed and working first. I mean, I was in an accident, basically broke my foot. I couldn't move at all for a while there in the last couple of weeks. I'm finally starting to get back mobile again, really. Hopefully I'll get my phone back soon too. And then one of the things I did accomplish was we kind of have what will be the next Lock and Load Tactical game, the next set of the rules. And the only thing I'll say that has kind of changed is you got rid of tank leaders and we got rid of crews in the sense of a crew counter, because it's a waste of a counter. Okay, just so you know, because once the crew bails from a tank, they can't get back in the tank. The leader,
unless you're using the advanced rules from Valor the 13th.
Right, that doesn't count. It's going by the basic rules of the game, and then the tank leader doesn't come back anyway. And most skirmishes, I'm going to guess are 15, 20 minutes at the most, probably less than that. So what we are doing now is there will be crew ratings on the tanks themselves. Okay, and if the crew bails, they're not coming back. Okay, so that's one of the slight things we've got rid of. It allows us to put a lot more other counters in there. Tanks are going to be there. There'll be a little bit more tanks, so we'll take let's take T-34s. You may have green, average, and let's just say elite. So now Devin can do things in the snare and says, "Hey, you want 3 of the elite T-34s or green crews?" But one of the options could be take all the tank T-34s, shake them up, and pick 3 out of the pack. So you don't know if you're getting elites or you're getting greens or a combination, and it just adds a little bit more to it. The other thing, which Devin probably doesn't want me to say, he made 2 new scenarios for you.
Speaking of which, I got those files back from Stefan yesterday.
So. Okay, so we may even get those out before the new year. We don't know yet, but I don't know if they're done. Do we just have to give them the Blackwell?
Well, I don't know if Stefan. I shot back to Stefan. I don't know if he wants to review them a couple more times or if he thinks they're good to go at this point. But yeah, if they're good to go, then yeah, I can hand them off to Blackwell, and Blackwell can start working on the PDF Monday.
Okay, and then,
these are for Bitter Harvest, yeah.
Bitter Harvest, yeah.
And they're downloadable from the webpage when they're ready.
They will be downloadable in PDF format from the webpage when they're ready.
From your library webpage.
Library, well, yeah. We'll announce it everywhere.
Good.
Devin has really put some effort into the, I guess what we call the storytelling aspect of it.
narrative aspect.
Okay. Isn't narrative storytelling the same thing?
Well, yeah, for the most part. I'm not going the Walker route of throwing in vampires and werewolves, although I
We
would
got
like to.
space aliens.
Thank
and
you.
UFOs.
Thank you.
I was tempted to. I'll just say that, but no, no. It's just these two scenarios are a little bit more full and rich with lots of different variable narrative events that can pop up and victory. I got one scenario that's got variable victory conditions that are random, and they're a wild ride. They're a hoot. They're a wild ride. That's all I can say right now.
I love random.
Oh, there's your answer, buddy.
Okay, Stefan, one more time. All right, cool. I'll get those off to you either later tonight or tomorrow then, Stefan. Thank you.
All right, guys. Anything else you guys for us? Any questions? Anything you want to know?
Just waiting for the reactions and the responses to the new boxes when they arrive for people. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I want here.
I can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, guys, when you get your games up or you get them notices, do me a favor. Post on Facebook. Let us know. Post on GameFound. It's the only way we know. I mean, the warehouse tells us, but I could give you an example. We know games went out Monday before Christmas, but none of the emails from the post office, the earliest ones we got were Christmas Day. And, that, it's kind of hard. And the Pan Asian is even, let's just say less connected. We're trying to see how things are going there. Okay. Waffles, I will post it inside of World at War when it's available. So if you're on Facebook, look there. That would be probably the very first place we post it at. Oh, Johnny, is that your little boy? He's so freaking big now, man. His son was so young when we first met him up, and the years just go by.
Don't they just?
Well, hey, good show, guys. Good information tonight. Really good information.
And if we didn't tell you something you want to know, it's because it's not important. No.
And thank you, Jeff and Dean, for showing up. We appreciate it.
Thank you very
My
much.
pleasure. Anytime.
No, that's more than welcome. It's late here, but hey ho, it's.
I was about to say you've had a full day there, Dean. What the?
Yeah, I'm full on. Let's play some Wake Island. No, hold on.
I
think it's going to be late for me anyway because blooming.
Yeah, you and I are on opposite sides of the world. Yeah, it's like a 12-hour difference between you and I.
Time zones are a pain in the bottom.
Yes, they are.
But I'll work around it. Don't worry.
Hey guys, when you get if you get a chance to try the AI thing, like I said, ask detailed questions, but let us know what you think about it. We don't want to waste time putting into it if it's just Devin and I are going to use it. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, it's really me because Devin knows
that AI thing is up for all lock and load games, or
most.
The very first section is called AI. If there's a manual, I haven't turned it on yet. Like I'll give an example. A Winging Up Prayer. There's a great example. That rulebook I did not turn on the AI for because I don't want to pay for the AI for it and find out that it's been used once in the next 2 years.
Right.
So if someone's actually decides to need it, I did do it for the role-playing game. You guys can play the role-playing game. The Space Infantry one is great. It's based off of the first one. And you can play it online through the Discord. But all those books and everything are on there with their core rules. So Point Blank, Nations at War, World at War 85, Lock and Load Tactical. I don't know what else is up there, but they're all right there.
Glory and Empire.
Glory and Empire. Stuka's up there because it's new as well. I'm sure Waterloo will be up there. And I know, and here's something else, guys. If you're a fan of Point Blank, email Sean. Sean has a brand new rule book, and he's dragging his ass getting it to me. Hear that? I'm sure we'll get a phone call shortly from Sean. But all I need Sean to do is finish that rule book Okay, and one of the nice things about the new rule book, though, is we're going to be changing our rules that every paragraph will have a rule number. Okay, so it makes it easy for the AI to pin something, but it also makes it easier for when people are discussing rules to be able to say, hey, it's in paragraph, 7.3.1. And if they're in number order, it's really not hard to follow. It's really something taken from the old days when SPI and other groups. Now we kind of have more of a narrative story book, right? But if it's 4 pages and there's 10 paragraphs, you've got to dig through all that to find, which is another reason we like the manuals online and the iPads and everything else. Okay, guys, anything else? Anything you guys are going to be doing for the New Year's? Ruff, Hexy, anything?
Playing golf. It's going to be like 56 at 9 o'clock in the morning here in West Virginia tomorrow, so I'm playing golf. No, I actually go on call on New Year's Day, so I'll be listening for 911 and Sheriff's Department. But no, I'll tell you what, here's Hexy's new plan. I'm going to try, see how long I can do this. The month of January is coming. I already have 12 videos pre-posted, and I'm picking out games from different systems that fall on particular dates, say for in the month of January. That's why Desert Heat's got 1 or 2 in there that I'm going to be playing.
Right.
And I'm going to have those released. Just look, if you're home on December 31st, sorry, but I'm dropping about 7 videos that day, starting at sometime around 6 in the morning. So, and they're all on one battle, all different, 2 different games, one battle. And then I'm already playing my scenarios into January in different games. I'm going to try it, see how long I can do that. And it'll be, me, it's going to be Civil War, Napoleonic, World War II, more than likely. Maybe some Third War stuff in there. But, and this is why the lock and load tactical system, I need to swallow these rules. And because there's a butt ton of scenarios in there that I need to put in here. So that's my plan for the future.
Yeah, so you're a dispatcher for the police and the emergency service?
No, I'm an IT specialist, and we rotate through on-call. I might get it every couple months. Most of the time it's quiet. And my specialty is mapping, so the mapping at 911, usually if that's something wrong, I can handle that without any help. But if I get any other call, I call one of our other guys. Hey, you remember, if I'm on call, you're on call.
my middle son Nicholas, he's the one that knocked on the door to say goodbye. That's what he does. He's off he's off at work now. All right, guys. Well, first of all, thank you for your service, Jeff. Ruff, thank you for taking the time to come on. I know it's late there. Devin, you got a choice?
Yeah, it's 20-1 here.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, I want to hope everyone had a great and safe Christmas. And we hope you have a very great and safe New Year. We hope a lot of new and exciting things. Thank you, Jesus, for the new 2025. And let us know as you get the games. And we'll see you next year.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great New Year.
Well, that is all you have for this episode. Keep gaming, and may God bless you and keep you until next time. On the Air is a Lock and Load Publishing production.